Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well, I hope you're doing well. Happy Thursday. Missed being live with you yesterday, but I hope that you enjoyed indeed the story that we had for you. A beautiful one to share from Angela Darton and Daria Peoples, and that is Show the World. A beautiful one, beautiful conversation that we had. I hope that you enjoyed that one. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime, and we come back with another exciting book. This one coming to us from Lisa CONGDON, and is one that has been here. We've read here many times on Storytime, at least excerpts of it, and we're going to do just that today again. My excerpts. We're going to read maybe 2 elements from this amazing book, the Illustrated Encyclopedia of the Elements. Yes, the powers, uses, and histories of every atom in the universe. Lisa CONGDON, written and illustrated by Lisa CONGDON. Cannot wait to share this one. And it is, of course, coming to us from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you. I hope that you are well. I hope that you and your loved ones are doing great. And I hope that the weather has been kind to you too. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. It has been a little bit hot out here in the Bay, but cooling down a little bit more. Cooled down a little bit yesterday, and will be cooling down a little bit more today as well. But please remember, carry that water bottle and check your weather forecast wherever you are, and just so you know exactly what you need to do. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And yeah, as always, let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. And if it's your first time to Storytime, well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And of course, if you're joining us live, thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to tune into Storytime. And of course, if you're joining us later for the recordings, I hope that you're enjoying it at the time that is best suited to your needs. And of course, remember, to everybody else joining in, you can always find Storytime at storytimewithmrlimata.com, at Storytime with Mr. Limata on Facebook and YouTube. And also you can follow us on Instagram to see everything Storytime. Thank you so much for being here today. Absolutely appreciate you. The Illustrated Encyclopedia of the Elements, the powers, uses, and histories of every atom in the universe, written and illustrated by Lisa CONGDON. That one is coming up very, very shortly. Thank you indeed for being here with us today. What are you up to this week? What are you up to this weekend? I hope that you're having some fun and, of course, enjoying life. Thank you so much for being here with us. And yeah, if you've been back in school, like us here in Auckland Unified, it is now 2 weeks. We're in week 2, and I hope that it's feeling good wherever you are. I hope that it's not too much going on, and I'm pretty sure you are able to handle everything that is coming your way. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. Yes, another one from Chronicle Books, and today is science. Yes, cannot wait to share many different things to share in here, but we're going to pick about two, depending on time, and see if we're able to read about those and indeed enjoy reading and learning about these amazing elements. And of course, some that we see in everyday life. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. I'll be right back after this very short break when we're back with our book for today. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime.
Hi, my name is Zetta Elliott, and I am the author of 40 books for kids, including Dragons in a Bag and A Place Inside of Me. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you, Zeta Elliott, joining us. Thank you. I hope that you are well out there in Chicago. And of course, I hope that all the activities around the Democratic National Congress that is happening out there is not causing too much havoc in your area. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And yeah, glad to be here together. And of course, Zeta Elliott has written many amazing books, including, as mentioned there, A Place Inside of Me. Beautiful poem, and I encourage you to read. If there's one book that you're going to check out today, I hope it is that one. And of course, many, many others. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate the opportunity we get to spend time together here every day, learning and, of course, reading books together. The illustrated encyclopedia of the elements, the powers, uses, and histories of every atom in the universe, written and illustrated by Lisa Congdon. Are you ready for our first element today? All right, well, get comfortable, get cozy. Go, grab what you need. Do you need that water glass? Do you need a juice, or do you need a different snack? Well, go and grab it. Storytime is here. Thank you indeed for joining us today on Storytime. And if you get the book too, if you're trying to remember, this comes with the periodic table for you. Oh, look at that. So let's see what element we're going to start with today. And of course, too, for the second element, I left it open. If you have an element that you would want to learn about, let me know. Type it up, put it in the chat, and I'll see if we can go to that one next. But to start off, this one, I picked to go with copper. And as you know, the Zambia national soccer team, Chipolo Polo, they're the copper, yes, and then we have the copper queens. So I went with a little bit of Zambia theme here. So we'll be going and look at copper. Let's learn a little bit more about copper. Are you ready? All right, let's go to that one. And of course, too, if you're able to find this wonderful book in your local library, get to enjoy and look at all the amazing elements in here. We won't go through all of them. No. Story time is too short, but of course you can get this book from your local library and just get to enjoy all of it. All right, where's my copper? Here we go, and we do have a comment in there. Hello. Good morning, Chrissy. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining in. And Bowden, how are you doing? Thank you for being here out there in Vermont. Thank you indeed for joining us here today on Storytime. And Chris and Bowden, if you have an element that you want to learn about, send it my way and see if we can read that one. But we're going to start off with copper. Let me pull that one up. Page 68. And there's a whole, too, when you get it, there's a whole table of contents in here, too, that you can use and get to learn about that. All right, let's go to page 68. And how about that? I opened right to page 63. All right. Ooh. Maybe let's start with this part here. It says, what's in a name, right? And then we'll go to page 68 for copper. But this part here says, what's in a name? Oh, gold. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to gold next. Copper and then gold. Thank you. What's in a name? All right. There are a few elements throughout the periodic table whose symbol might make you think, where did those letters come from? There is usually a method to this madness. Sometimes it is representative of how the name of the element changed over time. In other instances, it is a reflection of the use of the Greek and Latin names in science. There we go. So let's look at sodium, for example. Sodium is Na, and you can see some of those symbols in there. Sodium is Na, iron is Fe, right? Antimony is Sp, and you can see gold is Au. Wait a minute. Why? How did that come up? Well, let's look at sodium. No, let's start with gold. Au is another nod to Latin, is short for the name for gold, aurum, right? And so that's, if you were wondering, why is gold Au? Well, there we go. There you have it. Au is another nod to Latin, as short for the name for gold, aurum. How about sodium? Sodium, Na, is not a flippant negative reply. It is a nod to the Latin for sodium carbonate, natrium. How about copper? If we're going to be reading about copper, might as well know why that name. Why Cu? Well, Cu comes from the Latin word caprum, meaning from the island of Cyprus. In ancient Rome, copper was mined in Cyprus. Did you know that? We learn every day, right? How about tin? Sn. Well, Sn is derived from the Latin stenum, which originally meant an alloy of silver and lead, but later came to be the name for tin. And this one, I just love the name, tungsten. And we know that lots of light bulbs use the metal in there is usually tungsten, right? So tungsten, W is in that one, the symbol is W. Where did that come from? Well, let's find out. W is a nod to wolframite, one of the ores that tungsten is found. One of the ores where tungsten is found. The word wolfram is from the German word for wolf froth. Tin miners felt that tungsten devoured the tin during the smelting process like a wolf. There you go. One more? Oh, yeah. Did I hear you say one more? Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. Here we go. How about lead? Lead, the symbol is Pb. Yeah, there you have it. Pb is derived from another Latin term for lead, plumbum, also origin of the word plumber. Did you know that? Yeah, PB is derived from another Latin word. And if you've taken Latin and I'm butchering these words here, please feel free to type in and correct me. PB is peanut butter. That is the winner right there. That is the winner. Love it. Love it. They made PB. Wow, peanut butter. There we go. That is lead. PB is derived from another Latin term for lead, plumum. Also, the origin of the word plumber. All right. Well, let's go into our first element for today, and that one is copper. Cu. Yeah. What can we learn about it? What do we know about copper? Let's read a little bit. And then, of course, we'll be jumping into gold. Peanut butter. Reminds me of something I saw on the internet too, where this kid goes and is looking at it, like spells out what was it? Spells out, I can't remember if it was, spells out a completely different word. And I'll remember before we go. Spells out a completely different word and then just yells out, peanut butter. Don't know if you've seen it too, but always cracks me up. All right, here we go. Copper, Cu, and that is element number 29. Copper is a soft, malleable, ductile. It can be stretched without losing its strength, metal. That is an excellent conductor of heat and electricity. Copper is not particularly reactive, so it is one of the few elements found in its pure form in nature. Copper doesn't corrode. but it does react over time with the air to form a layer of copper carbonate called verdigris, which has a light green color. The Statue of Liberty is one of the copper icons covered in that green patina. Do you know that? A category, well, it is in the transition metals. And year discovered, well, prehistoric times. Discovered by unknown. Fun fact, there is a vast amount of copper in the top half, 1 kilometer of the Earth's crust. So much that at the rate we are currently extracting copper, there is enough to be mined for it to last 1 million years. Interesting. And it does mention that there's a lot of copper on the top half of the Earth's crust. But also, it's interesting to know that Zambia is on the Zambia is on the in the southern hemisphere, southern half of the Earth, and we do have a lot of copper too. It's a main export for a very long time. But yeah, there you go. The body system. Copper is mixed with other metals to produce stronger alloys. Copper contributes to two important metal alloys, bronze and brass. And I'm pretty sure you've heard the word bronze a lot this last month while watching the Olympics, right? Copper is mixed with other metals to produce stronger alloys. Copper contributes to two important metal alloys, bronze and brass. Bronze is a combination of copper and tin, and brass is a combination of copper and zinc. That's ancient history. Well, let's read about that. Archaeologists found a copper pendant in Iraq that dates back to 8700 BCE, which means humans have been mining and using copper for at least 10,000 years. Archaeologists found copper tubing in a plumbing system from ancient Egypt, and it was still in excellent condition more than 5,000 years later. Imagine that. Yeah. Powers put to good use. Wow, let's read that part. After silver, copper has the highest electrical conductivity of any metal. Because of this, copper is used primarily to make electrical wire. Approximately 60% of copper is used as a conductor in electrical wiring. Copper also has antimicrobial properties. If certain bacteria come into contact with copper, they absorb copper atoms. Those atoms disrupt the bacteria's ability to function and cause them to die within a few hours of contact. Copper doorknobs help prevent the spread of infection in hospitals. Did we know that? Powers put to good use. Way to go, copper. Yeah. Copper doorknobs help prevent the spread of infection in hospitals. Does a body good? Copper is fundamental for the survival of all organisms. It combines with proteins in our bodies to produce enzymes that help our cells release energy, maintain connective tissue, and transform melanin in our skin. We get copper from eating fish, meat, nuts, and seed. There you go. Did you know that? Does a body good? Copper is fundamental for the survival of all organisms. It combines with proteins in our bodies to produce enzymes that help our cells release energy, maintain connective tissue, and transform melanin in our skin. We get copper from eating fish, meat, nuts, and seed. And that is all about copper that is in this book. Yeah, I hope we learned a thing or two. And now we're going to jump to gold. Yes, are you ready, Bowden? All right, let's go to gold. Where do I find gold? What page number is gold on? Thank you. Just give me 1 second as I find gold. I did not put a bookmark for that one. Thank you for the selection, Bowden. Gold. 1 second as I find gold. Oh, I see. So as I'm looking for gold, what is one thing that you learned? There we go, 115. What is one thing that you learned about copper that maybe you didn't know? If you're able, please do share. Page 150. Let's go. 115 for gold. Yes, going for gold. Going for gold. Oh, there we go. There's our gold. Yeah, here we go. Gold, and that is element number 79. And as we read earlier, the symbol is AU, which we know is the Latin short for the Latin name for gold, which is aurum. And here we go. Gold is believed to be one of the first metals to be noticed and utilized by humans, which makes sense as it can be found pure and rarely makes compounds in nature because it is one of the least reactive metals. Because it is one of the least reactive metals, it it doesn't tarnish and retains both its golden color and shine forever, making it easy to distinguish from other metals. Its brilliance is immediate, and the moment you pick it up and dust it off. Is immediate the moment you pick it up and dust it off. The gold standard. How did that come about? Right? What is that? Archaeologists have discovered that humans were making gold ornaments more than 5,000 years ago. Its value and decorative use span centuries and civilizations. Gold's value is based on both its beauty and its rarity. Some have estimated that all of the gold ever refined in history could fit into a cube with sides measuring 82 feet or 25 meters. Oh, that is not much. How about some, worth its weight? Let's go to that one. Most of the world's supply of gold, 78%, is used in jewelry. But gold is also a good conductor of electricity. Electrical contacts benefit from gold as the connections never weaken by corrosion. Gold is used as a treatment for arthritis and in dental work as fillings and replacement teeth. Hmm. Did you know that? We learn every day, right? Worth its weight. Most of the world's supply of gold, 78%, is used in jewelry. But gold is also a good conductor of electricity. Electrical contacts benefit from gold, as the connections never weaken by corrosion. Gold is used as a treatment for arthritis and in dental work as fillings and replacement teeth. Hmm. There we go. Next time you're at the dentist, see if you can see any. Category. Well, where is it found? It is found in the transition metals. And when you get the book, you can also read a little bit more, find out what are these transition metals? What are all the different types of elements, or what groupings are there? Why are they in that particular grouping? Year discovered, well, approximately 4500 BCE. Discovered by unknown. Fun fact, the largest single mass of gold was found in 1872 in the small town of Hill End in Australia and contained more than 198 pounds or 90 kilograms of gold. Yeah. How about there's gold in them tar hills and oceans? Well, let's read about that. Much of the gold is mined today with a process called gold cyanidation. Cyanide is used to leach the gold out of rock. Unfortunately, cyanide is toxic, and the process is dangerous to the environment. Less well known is the fact that our oceans are full of gold. In every cubic mile, 1.6 cubic kilometers of seawater, there is 37 pounds or 17 kilograms of gold. But we have not yet found an economical way to recover it. And maybe we don't need to get it. Maybe we don't need to get it. Just leave it where it is. And please leave the environment as is. That is a little bit about gold. And of course, I hope that you get a chance to get this book and can go on and read all the amazing different elements. And of course, their uses, as it says in here, their powers, their uses, and of course, just their histories, fun facts. Every atom in the universe. This one is written and illustrated by Lisa CONGDON. And uh, Borden, I hope that you enjoyed that one. I hope that we learned a thing or two about copper. And of course, appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Peanut butter. Love it. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. That was our book for today. Of course, as you can see, we've barely scratched the surface on that one. And it is a beautiful one indeed. The illustrated encyclopedia of the elements. And yeah, the powers, uses, and histories of every atom in the universe. Written and illustrated by Lisa CONGDON, who's brought us many amazing books. And of course, this one prepared in conjunction with the Chronicle Books of San Francisco, another winner from Chronicle Books. Thank you so much for being here today with us on Storytime. Science it was today. We come back tomorrow with another exciting book. Thank you for being here. Absolutely appreciate you. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime on this beautiful Thursday morning. I hope that, well, beautiful Thursday afternoon it may be for you, or indeed evening, whatever time you're catching us. I hope that you enjoy that. If you're here live, of course, thank you for being here with us as well. I'm glad that our timing lines up with yours. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And remember to always taking recommendations. If there are any books that you'd like to see or hear on Storytime, please send them our way. Send those titles our way and let us know so we can try and bring them here to you on Storytime. Thank you indeed for being here. Please have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. One more time, thank you to everybody that is here live. Good morning to you. And of course, good morning to you, Chrissy. And good morning to you, Borden. Good to see you here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Sending you the biggest of hugs today. Thank you indeed for joining in Storytime. I hope that you have a wonderful time, and I hope that you learned a thing or two about gold. And there we go. PB is not lead. No. That is peanut butter. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Please have yourselves a wonderful day, and we'll see you again back tomorrow for more story time. And yeah, I hope that Thursday is good, but excited too. Tomorrow is Friday, and we'll be back with another beautiful book. Thank you so much for joining in. Much love from me. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing neighborhood. Read me all of the stories. Read me all of the stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of the stories. Read me all of the stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be him. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait